afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Phatkat Collections. And today's video is about unique men's watches that are red. And so I picked out, what do we got here? Seven watches in my collection here that are red, of course, and that I wanted to share with you guys. I did this because this keyword string is actually searchable. And so I know for me, when I'm looking at adding a watch to my collection, YouTube is fantastic. It's an amazing platform, but it has become kind of difficult with the YouTube algorithm to find specifically what you're looking for unless you're searching for long tail keywords or long string keywords, which is really kind of shitty because when you go looking for stuff and you're trying to find cool watches, maybe add to your collection, you might just say unique watches. And you're going to get the usual guys in there who have like their own luxury watch agenda, pushing brands that you're not even really looking for. So this is very specific, and this is only going to be about red watches. Now, I do have a few more in my collection, and I don't want to have to kind of go through the whole safe and pull out every single red watch that I have. But this is a pretty good example of what you can get by a couple different brands, and I think that you will really enjoy what I'm going to show you today. And if you are looking to add a red watch to your collection, then this might give you, a little bit insight as far as what's out there. Now, when I think about the different brands out there, there's not a lot of companies that are making red watches. Now, of course, you can find some of the watches that have like a red strap. And for the purpose of today's video, I didn't want to go into kind of like watches just have a red face that are stainless steel. I still consider those like silver or stainless steel watches. These are watches that, without a doubt, are red. And so let's see what we got. Now, I'm going to start off in no specific order. A lot of these are going to be by the same brand, of course. Now, that's because this is one of the few brands on the market that really produces a lot of very fun colors, and the brand is Nubeo. The other brand I'm going to share with you guys today is also Invicta, and I don't have a lot of red watches by Invicta. I have one, which was gifted to me, and I'm really glad I have in my collection. It's really interesting when I think about like different color watches. I am normally more of a gold guy, but, there's something about like this color red, and I just really enjoy wearing these. It's very noticeable, it's very flashy. When I want something that really gives me a pop of color on your wrist, yes, there are many different options, but none kind of pop like Nubeo. So let me just first start off with this one here. This is one of Nubeo's moon watches. It's called the Apollo, and this is done in like a blood red. Now, I do have some in my collection. These are not the ones here that are like a bright, kind of very like, I almost consider like a fire engine red. These are more of like a subdued red. I call it like a blood red. And I almost like this color a little bit more than just like a bright red. It's a little bit more subtle, and it just has kind of a darkness to it. So let's take a look at this watch here. This is one of their moon watches. And so this is inspired by, a lot of Nubeo watches are inspired by either space or theme. I shouldn't say a lot, but they all are. And so this one's inspired by the moon. And what's really cool about this particular one is you have a moon textured face, of course. You can see the blood red kind of color. I forget exactly what they call this. It's probably like Mars red or something. But the other really cool thing about this is that you have this tiny little exhibition window on the back. You wouldn't even know it if I didn't point it out. If you were looking at the watch, you might. And this actually has moon rock in it. So that's pretty awesome. It is available in different colors, of course, if red is not your thing. But I think this is just a very interesting piece, and I absolutely love the way this looks. All right, so moving on, I'm going to show you guys now another watch. This is one of Nubeo's most popular watches, the Ventana, and this is done on just a red strap. I will say that I tend to find bracelets that are done in that red plating a little bit more interesting than just like the strap ones, because I feel like you can just go out and buy like any strap you want and slap it on a standard lug width watch. But this is another cool watch, and you can see it's got sort of like this wavy kind of ocean-like pattern. I always call this like the donut, it's just a big round kind of typical just kind of round beefy dive watch. Very cool. And I'm going to come back to these as well. Next one here, I believe this is the Manta. I've had this one for a while now. And this is pretty cool too. It's very similar. You can see the color of these is all very similar. It's like that deep blood red. But this one here has a red abalone face. So very interesting to look at. Very flashy, very, very fun. And all these watches, with the exception of one, are automatics. And now let me show you, this is the cheapest one I got here. This is an Invicta. This is one of their Pro Divers. One of my subscribers, James Perez, got me this for Christmas one year. And it's a really cool addition to the collection. But this is kind of like my one thing I want to point out when it comes to like Invicta. When you look at this particular Invicta, like there is a little bit of the plating coming off, which is not typical of Invicta watches. Like I have a lot of Invictas in my collection and the plating looks great. But this is, you know, one of their like $50 watches. And it is a pro diver, but I firmly believe that there are pro divers and there are pro divers. And I'd say this one is more of like your entry level pro diver. Still very cool. Still a lot of bang for your buck for 50 bucks. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Let me slap this one on the wrist. I haven't worn this in a while. And I still really enjoy wearing this one. You know, when I want to wear something that's just got that color, but not like over the top, you know, like these other ones are really large and over the top. This one just gives me that kind of color pop of red without being, you know, it's very conservative. I think it's a great looking piece. And the nice thing about the Pro Diver is like they make these in all different kinds of colors. And although this is like a Submariner homage, you know, and I've always said, you know, for years, I'm not really, you know, I would never buy a Rolex. I mean, it's just too expensive for what you're getting. And it wouldn't really bring me any more enjoyment than any of these other really affordable watches. But it is an iconic design, and it is very simple. It's very clean. I mean, and even this $50 version, like, it just looks great, you know. And so what these, it's definitely a watch that when I'm not looking to wear something like really oversized, you really can't go wrong with a Pro Diver. And if you are a watch guy and you are not into these big over-the-top watches, you can get so many really fun, affordable watches by Invicta that are going to give you like that, just that color pop and that fun of wearing something just new and unique, even if it's conservative, you know? Like some might say that this watch being blood red like this is not conservative at all, but you know, as far as the size and design, I think it is. And even if you have nothing but Submariner homages in your collection, very conservative size watches, then there's still a lot of really fun colors you can get. Black, blue, I mean, there's so many options out there. And that's, I think, the fun of collecting watches, is having just very interesting pieces that you could just, you know, you can wear jeans and a t-shirt and throw on a red watch, and just it just kind of makes it feel a little more unique. I don't know. That's just my kind of take on watches and what I really enjoy about wearing them. I can just wear absolutely nothing special at all and just have a very interesting watch on my wrist. And that you can walk into a coffee shop and that watch will have a conversation started. And I'm not saying like people are running up to me to have conversation about my watches, but I just feel like I can just kind of downplay whoever I want and just have something really interesting on my wrist. It's a way I can just kind of express my personality, right? Next one here is, what do we got here? Gosh, this one here. All right, so this one really, I only chose, it does have a black strap. It's more black, but I wanted to share this because it does have like a red forged carbon case, and it still is a red watch and very unique and interesting. You have that open heart there. I forget, I think this is the Curiosity automatic. Don't quote me on that. But again, all these watches, I will put the link in description where you can check these out directly from Nubeo. And of course, if it's available through Invicta for the Invicta, I'll put that on there too. Another one, this one's a little bit more conservative, I'd say, and I say that kind of loosely. It's a smaller watch. I think it's like 47 millimeter. This is a very unique watch to look at. And this is an automatic as well. I mean, check this out, the way that you tell time. This is kind of almost kind of a little confusing, but very interesting, just the way that the hours told and just the way that the minutes rotate. Super unique. Let me throw this one on the wrist, get an idea what this looks like. And I'm not gonna, you know, dive into comfort and all that stuff, because to be honest with you, like all these watches I find comfortable. Like there's nothing I wear that I feel like, oh man, I'm uncomfortable. Of course, if you wear like a 70 millimeter Invicta for 8 hours, like yeah, it's got to dig into your wrist a little bit. But all these other ones, like in the 50 millimeter range, I mean 47s, like these are all super comfortable. And again, comfort is subjective. So I'd say like one of my favorite red watches in my collection is Nubeo's Mariner 9. And what I love about this is not only does it have that blood red color, it is an automatic as well, but they've done a tungsten bezel on this, which just kind of breaks up the red, and it really gives you just kind of a unique, very bright, very durable, shiny, almost chrome-like bezel. And that's a great looking piece too. It's just interesting, like with all the watches that I have, you know, a lot of them just don't get tons of wrist time, and I actually have to kind of think about what I have sometimes, and that's just a sweet piece. And again, folks, I know we're not diving into like specifications, all that. I mean, most of, just so you know, if you see any of these that look interesting, you like, check them out on their site. Again, the link's in the description. But what's really cool about these is just the unique color. And if there's anything that you know, if you're looking to add something to your collection, I really think that Nubeo and Invicta are really going to give you kind of the most selection when it comes to adding a lot of fun and very unique watches to your collection. So that's it, folks. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about these, let me know. I respond to every comment. Check out the Nubeo line. Check out Invicta. And let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a good day and take care.